Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. Yesterday we took a look at this thing's racing brother, which is the MG6 XPower number 20 build, but this week, well, today we're taking a look at this thing. I really messed that up again, didn't I? Regardless of whether I messed it up or not, you can get this thing for 80 points in series progress instead of season progress of #ForzaThon, and probably on the auction house too. So this thing has 300 horsepower, 354 foot-pounds of torque, and weighs a whopping, essentially 3,400 pounds with a 1.5 litre engine. Now, I've got to say, much like the race-going version of this thing, it does actually look pretty cool. I do kind of like it. But yeah, going to the inside, you can see it has a lot more stuff, and is a huge improvement over the MG3. As for engine size comparison, I'm not quite too sure between the two. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a listen to this one, shall we? Not bad for something with a 1.5 litre engine. Anyway, let's go straight to a conversion. We don't have a wide body kit for this one to turn it into the race build, sadly, but we do have two different engine swaps, and they are the 2 litre inline 4. This is the Honda motor? Yeah, that's the Honda motor. And of course the 1.6 inline 4 turbo rally. There is no V8 option, unlike the race build of this thing. I kind of wish they kept that. Going to aero and appearance, what do we have? We have terrible Forza splitter for the front, and for the back we have the option of either awful Forza wing or remove the wing entirely, which weirdly kind of makes this thing look a little nicer and a bit more like a Sentra. As for tyre compound, this thing starts out stock on sport tyres, but we can upgrade those to semi-slicks, and because we're going to take this thing racing, I am going to go ahead and do that real quick and just make them a little bit wider, both at the front and at the back. But you'd have thought for something like this, it would have been, say, all-wheel or maybe a rear wheel. But you'd be wrong. For something like this, it's front wheel. Oh dear. However, let's see if we can make up for that with some advanced paint groups. Ooh, I like this. I like this already. What's paint group number 1? That is the body of the car. So what does that make paint group number 2? What does it make it? What the... Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Hold on. I'm going to zoom in on this. So for paint group number 2, not only can you paint this little aerial nubbin thing on the roof, but you can do the interior lining. Well, some of it. Not too much. I thought they'd stretch that to the, like all the stitching and whatnot, but okay. And what do we have for manufacturer colours? We have 2. We have the one with the black stripe and whatnot, and blazing tomato red. We're keeping it in the Forza ketchup colour. And in case you're wondering, yes, there is a second paint group option for the bonnet, but it doesn't seem to do anything. I'll see why they made this thing the 80 points car and have the motorsports car be the 20 points for this week. I don't know, I think it should have been the other way around. I think this car should have been the 20 points for the week, and the race car should have been 80 points for the series. But I don't make them. I don't make the choices, but Forza, you know, if you do that again, just a little hint. Just a little. We're going to ignore the fact the hint is the size of a Unimog. Still, can this thing make up for that terrible start? I don't know. And away we go. We are front-wheel drive with 300 and a bit horsepower, and everybody else is soaring past us currently, but maybe we can make our way back through it. I really hope we can. We're going to start out with this first massive corner over here. Going around the outside was probably a terrible idea. Ow. Okay, Beamer, it was probably a terrible idea, but you don't need to pit maneuver me for it. I'm level with an Audi. I'm getting beaten by an Audi. I'm no longer getting beaten by an Audi. So there was a massive pile-up in one of the corners, and we have somehow managed to emerge out of it in 4th. Sorry, correction, 3rd. But, yeah, I'm not too impressed with this thing overall so far, but can we make it past you? We can, and what on earth is that paint? Why is that so bright? What does that say? Oh, that's too much steering. That's a wall. That's the... Get off the wall, and the Beamer. And past we go. Thank you very much. I will take that space. That's actually kind of surprised me a bit, to be quite honest with you all. So I genuinely did not think this thing would actually take a first in this race, or at least first place during the race. Whether it will have that by the end, well, that's debatable. But it seems a debate I can win. There we go. Thank you very much. We'll take that across the line with a resounding first and a 2 minutes 14 time. Only 4 seconds off of an A-class race car. So the ketchup mobile made it back surprisingly in one piece for the first place, which genuinely did kind of surprise me. Yes, I know I've uploaded a screenshot. Thank you very much for interrupting. But we're going to go ahead and put this 2-litre Honda engine into this thing. And are we going to turbo it? Of course we are. I'd be stupid if it didn't. Right, let's go ahead and make this thing all-wheel drive, because we are going to make ourselves a drag build. What could go wrong? I can just tell as people are already typing this in the comment section. Okay. MG. What is that fitment? That is genuinely terrible. That is... Oh, that is awful. Okay, wheelie check. Terrible. So here we are with just under 730 odd horsepower and a disappointment of a vehicle. But let's go ahead and give this thing a bit of a drive. We'll go ahead and see if we can get anything decent to the speed camera. Hopefully we can. Because, please, I spent way too much time to get this thing for it to turn out terrible. Anyway, let's go ahead and see... Oh. That was pathetic. Okay, I've got to sort that, otherwise it is going to bug everybody watching this, including me, because I have to watch these videos back to edit them. Good news, people in the comments, I have sorted the fitment. You're welcome. Okay, pulling up to the line, we have the MG semi-disappointment, but let's go ahead and see what we can do for top speed. And away we go in 3, 2, who needs numbers? Let's just go, honestly. Okay, where's the edge of the speed zone? It's up here somewhere. There it is, 224. Well, that's somewhat better than what I was expecting, so, I mean, there's that. Anyway, on to the downhill and our friendly local little speed camera. Let's go. Come on, former catch-up mobile, 236 through the camera. We got to the downhill. Can we get, can we get near 250? Or is that asking a bit too much? I feel that might be asking a little too much. We only got 244. But, I mean, it's not terrible. It's certainly not terrible. I reckon if you're someone that knows what they're doing, maybe... by chance DJS, if you happen to be watching this video, even though that would be that will take a miracle, but you know, if it's someone like him, then well, you could probably do something with this thing. But we've got one more thing to do with this thing. Is that too many things? So the weather's turned very British. It is now raining, so let's go ahead and see what this thing can do in a little bit of the drift zone that we always love to do out here. Can we try and get 30,000 points, or at least just not spin? Because that would be very, very nice. Let's see. Barely scraping 30,000 points there with 31,250 odd, which is, well, it's alright. I kind of feel like this thing needs a little more, per se. I don't know what else to add to this thing, but it just needs something. Anyway, going over to round number 2, going back the other way, do we get some, better than 31,000? I really don't know. It feels like this thing's constantly wanting to spin, which is cool and terrifying. But there is 34,064 points. Now, what does this look like? A budget, like that old budget Dodge Neon? Okay, maybe not Neon, but one of them. Anyway, that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave it for this video, and probably leave this car here and take something else back to the festival. But thank you very much for watching. Should you go ahead and get this thing? I mean, if you're a car collector, sure, but other than that, it's really not worth the hassle. Go for the motorsports version instead, because it has a lot more things. Honestly, this thing... it's missing a lot, really. But, oh well, such is life, I guess. And painting the little fancy bits in the exterior of the car's second paint group does literally nothing if you sit inside. Wonderful. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, because I'm going to be rambling for a bit otherwise. But I will see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and that'll be me going up for this video to go and put this thing back in the garage. Thank you for watching. Tech out. See ya. So I went back and had a quick look at that. That's what the second paint group is, apparently. There. Could have done better.